40 members present. We have a quorum. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance, so please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by Reverend Beth Brown from Lincoln Park Presbyterian Church. Reverend Brown, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for your service to our city. What a privilege and pleasure it is to be here for this historic moment in our city as you vote on Nicole Lee's appointment as the 11th Ward Alderperson. I can't think of a better way to bring Women's History Month to a close. May we each open our hearts and minds as we pray to the God of many names, whose very being is about the double ethic of justice and love. Let us pray. O love, who reaches across every imaginable boundary, border, wall, and difference, we greet you this day with thanks that we are here in this place to do this justice work. We give you thanks for each of these public servants whose job it is to work toward a city in which every person can thrive. We give you thanks for their dedication and their passion. You do not ask of them or any of us that they or we be perfect. All you ask is that we bring our best, and on the days when our best includes mistakes, you ask us to take responsibility and as leaders to model what it looks like to take responsibility for the mistakes and learn from them. That's what leadership looks like in times like these. We are all grieving, and even in the midst of an unprovoked war in Ukraine, the collapsing of an ice shelf in eastern Antarctica, and daily attacks on queer and trans children and families, we continue to hope against all odds that your arc of justice is bending in the right direction and that our combined weight will bend it even further. Strengthen and empower each one who needs it. Inspire each one here who has energy to then share it. Give clear vision and a distinct path forward to those feeling confused and stuck. Remind each alderperson here that grind culture leads to burnout and bad decisions, and that rest and self-care revives the soul. Remind each one that there is no such thing as crossing things off a list when you are responsible for people's lives. Long ago, the prophets in the Hebrew scriptures showed us all how to speak truth to power within our own systems when our systems were causing suffering. I am one of a cloud of witnesses of faith leaders in this city working to end suffering and to end supremacies. We're grateful to you for these elected leaders who are our partners in this work. Today is a day to end white dominance in the 11th Ward as this council considers the appointment of Nicole Lee to the 11th Ward as its alderperson. We give you thanks for her willingness to serve our city in this position and to be the first in so many ways. Give her the strength and wisdom to choose how and when and where she wants to be curriculum, because we know that being the first means you become curriculum. Help this body to be wise enough to know that, in the words of Lisa Eisenberg, it is not inclusion if you are inviting people into a space that you are not willing to change. May our city council and every member of it embrace the true meaning of inclusion as they consider her appointment. As always, we pray that today's decisions and every day's decisions would be based on the principle that every religion in some form ascribes to, that we would not do to others what we wouldn't want done to us, and that we would do to others as we would want them to do to us. May suffering be alleviated throughout our city because of the decisions made in this special council meeting. In the name of the divine, whose very nature is just, and who always sides with those who are oppressed. Amen.
We will now have public comment.
The council will now begin the public comment period, which is limited to a maximum of 30 minutes. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Speakers cannot yield or transfer their time to another speaker. Any written comments that have been submitted will be posted and made available for automatic review. Our first speaker is Hong Lee.
Hello and good afternoon to the mayor and our city council. My name is Fan Lei, or Hong Lei, and I'm a resident of the 11th Ward, and I also represent the 11th Ward independent political organization whose mission is to make politics more participatory, democratic, and responsive to the people. The 11th Ward IPO has mailed letters to the mayor's office and the Aldermanic Selection Committee on March 9th, requesting for the community to be directly included in the selection of our representative. Our demands included speedy disclosure of all applicants, convene a public forum between the selection committee and the ward, live stream interviews and allow for the public to submit questions, and translate press materials and interviews in Spanish and Chinese. For this historic open seat, 27 people applied, 8 were clandestinely interviewed, 2 unknown finalists were recommended, and 1 was selected. Truth be told, there was zero accountability to the people who live and work here, zero transparency, and zero chances for public participation. This is an aberration in our democracy. Chicago is the only major city that handles vacancies this way, where we give mayors outsized power to fill our legislative bodies with their political allies. By the end of 60 days, the decision will be done and over with before most of the public has gotten wind of what's happened. The power to appoint, truly, is the perfect weapon against the people. According to the Chicago Tribune, the fruits of that windfall were never more evident than when the council approved Mayor Daley's 1994 municipal budget virtually intact by a 47-0 vote. In 1994, 1/3 of city council owed their jobs to the political appointments made by the Daley political machine. By the end of his 22-year term, Richard M. Daley had appointed 28 aldermen. This is more than a matter of principle. The power to appoint has material consequences for Chicagoans that will last for generations. But it wasn't always this way, because 1980 was the year state law changed to give mayors this enormous power. It wasn't always this way, and it shouldn't have to continue to be this way. The mayor has done a disservice to the city and furthered the status quo of machine politics despite running on a platform of reform and change. Neither the mayor nor the selection committee have any grounds to stand on regarding their decision, no matter who it is. Despite all their preaching about fairness, transparency, and a community-led process, they failed to respond to the community when we demanded their actions match their words. Thank you for your time, and congratulations to Nicole Lee.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for your comments. Our next speaker is Mike Flournoy.
Good afternoon, Chicago City Council. My name is Mike Flournoy. I happen to be informally running for the Bobby Brush seat. That is the federal level regarding the 11th Ward. That now the 11th Ward is clear, I just want to address the plastic gun phenomenon. The plastic gun phenomenon that has hit the 1st Congressional District from Chinatown to Chatham, that along the Dan Ryan from Cermak to 95th Street, Beverly, Roseland, Pullman, is an epidemic that needs to be focused and supported by the Chicago City Council budget, as well as adversary aids such as the BATF and special forces like Gang Intelligence Unit, that this community, which is developed along our drifters and our children in our community can be yielding as much as $3 million quarterly in illegal sales rivaling drugs and or other vices in our community. That to stamp this out, we will also recover funds, illegal merits, and stop the bloodshed that is ascended on the Honorable Mayor Lightfoot's agenda in her term in office, suppressed during the COVID-19 agenda, but has resurfaced since COVID-19 lifting and is part of our labor facilities that this is a new condition. That federal assistance will carry this out after such an ordinance is developed at the local level and throughout our echelons of government, something that is exempted from the President Obama Act of freedom for firearms. This must be addressed and to stop our juveniles from killing our children, each other, and ourselves. I want to thank you for listening to this comment. Michael Flournoy speaking, Michael Flournoy for Congress 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flournoy, for your comments. Our next speaker is George Blakemore.
My name is George Blakemore, and I'm constantly learning government, good government and bad government. The previous speaker said that it wasn't good government for the mayor to appoint without community engagement. I also asked for a resolution. I want to know more about that lady that is appointed. And I did not receive the resolution telling me something about her background. However, in the newspaper, it said that her father was a part of the machine and that he was convicted of theft. You know, I come from down south, and they used to ask her, little boy, who your mama? Little girl, who your daddy? They're saying that the apple do not fall too far from the tree. Now, we have to change this narrative. And I was appalled to hear that lady praying, talking about transgenders and all of that. And, what was she praying for them for? Straight, gay, lesbian? How did that come up? What is this all about down here? Is this who controls the zoo? The zookeeper or the animals? You understand me real good. Something is inherently wrong here. The black ones, the Hispanic ones, the white ones, the Asian, like a little club. Can't we all get along? And I'm remembering what I read that Frederick Douglass said. What would you tell a young black American? Agitate, agitate, agitate. I'm here to agitate. Something stinks here. Something is not good here. I show up and I speak up and I agitate. Agitate. So I urge you people that don't vote, the black ones, the white ones, the Asian, all of you, postpone this appointment until the people would know more about her background, until the people in that area would have an input on.
Mr. Blakemore, thank you very much for your comments. However, your time has expired. Your Honor, there are no other speakers who have timely signed up for the public comment period.
This concludes the public comment period. Madam Clerk, will you please read the call of today's special meeting?
The following call for a special meeting of the City Council was filed in my office on Monday, March 24th, 2022 at 12:27 p.m. Dear Ms. Valencia, I hereby call a special meeting of the City Council of the City of Chicago to be convened at 1:30 p.m. on Monday, March 28, 2022 in the City Council chamber in City Hall for the sole purposes of considering and voting on 1, a report from the City Council Committee on Committee and Rules regarding appointment of the 11th Ward Alderman, 2, a resolution amending the resolution creating committee assignments for the 2019-2023 term, and number 3, a report for the City Council Committee on Finance recommending a proposed ordinance regarding Chapter 3-52 of the Municipal Code. Very truly yours, signed, Lori E. Lightfoot, Mayor.
All right, we will begin with a committee report from the Committee on Committees and Rules. Chairman Harris.
Madam President, thank you. Madam President and the members of City Council, reporting for your committees on Committees and Rules, which met today, March 28, 2022, at 12:30 p.m., the committee recommends the passage of the following item: the appointment of Nicole T. Lee as the 11th Ward Alderman.
Thank you. We will now hear from any members of the body who wish to speak.
President, the body has agreed that since we all spoke, anyone who was not here for rules would be allowed to speak if they so wished, but we all have spoken earlier, and we'd like to make those records part of the public record, but to include anybody who was not at Rules Committee to have the chance to speak.
Are there any members who are not part of the Rules Committee process who would like to speak to this motion? Scanning the room. Seeing no hands raised. I will take it back to you then, Chairman Harris.
I move passage of this appointment by a roll call vote.
Madam Clerk, please proceed with a roll call.
The voting, we'll do our e-voting. The voting will be open.
Pardon me, Madam Clerk.
Yeah.
The chair recognizes Alderman Osterman.
Vote if we may, Madam President. I didn't get an opportunity in the Rules Committee, but one, I want to congratulate you on this appointment, and I want to welcome Ms. Lee to this body if the vote is successful, which I believe it will. Today's truly a historic day. As the first Asian American woman to be a member of this body, it's an important day and a historic day for you and your family. And it's a historic day for the 11th Ward. You commented earlier to the Rules Committee about your priorities, and it's constituent service and safety and serving every single person of the 11th Ward, and that's what they expect of you. You're also a member of this body which deals with all the issues that the city has, which are difficult and challenging every single day. But all of us welcome you, and we're all here as a resource. There's 77 neighborhoods, 50 wards, but one city, and everything is interconnected. All of us here want to see you succeed. All of us know of your roots in the community with your family, and I think beyond your community in the 11th Ward in Chinatown, Asian Americans throughout the city of Chicago are looking up today to this appointment and looking up to you. The young women warriors at Chinese Mutual Aid we used to work at as an interim director are happy with this appointment and look up to you as a leader now. So it's a lot for you on this day. As my colleagues have said earlier, this job is incredibly challenging, but what I would also say is that every single day it's an opportunity to do good things for your community and for the city of Chicago. I know that you'll embrace that, and also know that we are here and I'm here to help. And again, Madam President, just want to commend you on this appointment, and Ms. Lee, all the best in your new job.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Alderman Osterman. The chair recognizes Alderman Villegas.
Thank you, Madam President. I also want to congratulate you for this appointment. Not very often do you see a public servant that has the experience that Ms. Lee has, both on the private side as well as in the not-for-profit sector. Being a community advocate is going to give us a good perspective down here as we're talking about legislation and ways to better improve the city's outcome. So I just wanted to say congratulations, welcome aboard. I see you brought your family down here. They look very, very proud, so are we as the residents of Chicago. So congratulations, looking forward to working with you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Any other members of the body wish to speak? Chairman Wagasmack.
Thank you, Madam President. And Alderwoman Lee, soon to be, welcome to the City Council. I believe that as you move forward, if you're acting in harmony with what your beliefs are, what your family beliefs are, you will always come out stronger on the back end of things in this council. When I look around, looking for somebody that I agree with 100%, it doesn't exist. But we always come back at some point and talk through things, whether it was contentious, controversial, whatever it might be, to try to get to a place where we continue to work together on the next issue that comes up. And you will find that, I think, as you know from your family experience, that's what you have to do in government, just like any other place that happens here as well. I know we had a brief conversation. You've got relatively young kids, like a lot of us, and hopefully you can always find that time to make sure that you prioritize family when you can and as much as you can to make sure that they're getting the things that they need from you as a mother, as a daughter, and a family member to your extended family. You know, during the last couple of years of this pandemic, we have all seen a lot more contentious city council, as well as what we've seen out there throughout each of our wards and throughout the city. And I would just say that, again, with the harmony of your thoughts, your beliefs, what you're gathering from people in your ward and throughout the city, know that every decision you make is one that you can feel strongly about. And if you do make a mistake, go back and see how you might be able to fix that or do better. And that will make you a stronger person on the back end of what you do here in the City Council. So with that, I congratulate you, your whole family, and I wish all of you the best, especially the children, because it does put a burden on them, but I know you'll find a way to handle that and handle it well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Alderman. The chair recognizes Alderman Cardenas.
Thank you, Madam President. Sorry, I was voting. So I'm a yes. I want to obviously congratulate you. This is a historic appointment. As you know, the 11th Ward is a historic powerhouse ward. In politics, in their bravado, and everything that they do in the 11th Ward is big. It's just a big ward. So congratulations on that. How do you bring together the constituencies that make up the 11th Ward? I think is a challenge. I'm your neighbor to the west, and I'm here to help in any way I can. We have some mutual friends in Chinatown and business people that have a vested interest in Bridgeport as well as McKinley Park. And I think we just have to find common ground on what that looks like. I like to keep McKinley Park whole. The 11th Ward wants to keep themselves whole as well. And so to me, we have a lot of things in common. And we're going to develop this great relationship and bring it to the next level. I had a great relationship with Patrick and the former Alderman James Balser as well, and as well as John Daly, the committee person. So there's nothing more to say except welcome to this storied body as well. You're presenting a constituency very demanding, but I think you're up to the task based on your qualifications, based on everything you've done in other company institutions. I don't know what that means. I hope that's good. Gesundheit. And again, welcome to your new family.
Thank you, Alderman Cardenas. The chair recognizes Alderwoman Coleman.
Colleague, I know you're in the right place because I see Judge Erica Orr, so you're going to have a great, a great time. Congratulations, in addition to making history. I'm sure that the 11th Ward and the White Sox will definitely benefit from your leadership, your experience, and you're so witty to me. So I am going to enjoy you on the Women's Caucus and in this body. And I want you to remember, united we stand, but a divided coalition will fall.
Thank you, Alderwoman Coleman. Any other members that wish to speak to this matter? I believe that we've been voting, or you've been voting as we've been speaking. Madam Clerk?
Alderman Burke, you want to tally your vote? Oh, we got it. Okay, we're good. Yes, we have everyone. I'm closing the vote now. Vote closed.
This is a nail biter. The votes are 45, the yeas and the nays are 0. Welcome to the City Council, Michelle. Okay. One small matter of the motion for reconsideration, Alderman Kappelman.
I move to reconsider the vote.
All those in favor of the motion for reconsideration signify by saying aye. All those opposed say nay. No. The motion for reconsideration fails. So once again, welcome. What you about to do? I know it's how you do that. Oh, Lord. Judge. Oh,
So you've already raised your right hand, so please repeat after me. I, Nicole T. Lee. I, Nicole T. Lee. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Illinois. And the Constitution of the State of Illinois. And that I will faithfully discharge the duties. That I will faithfully discharge the duties. Of the office of Alderman. Of the office of Alderman. Of the City of Chicago. Of the City of Chicago. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Alderwoman Lee.
I get to make some remarks. Wow. Hello. To my, is there time? To my esteemed colleagues, I'm so excited to say that for the first time today, and thank you for making that possible. Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot, for the appointment and for the faith in me to do this. I could not be more happy and thrilled and excited and a little bit scared, maybe a lot scared. Alderman Curtis, he said it was okay. I've spent most of my 47 years as a resident of Chinatown and Bridgeport, and I have deep roots in the community. I'm raising my 2 teenage sons who are behind me, and now they represent the 4th generation of Lees to live in the building that my grandparents bought. While more and more people with kids my age are leaving the city, I'm firmly committed to my beloved Chinatown, Bridgeport, and the greatest city in this country and arguably the world, the city of Chicago. We can clap for that. Getting into politics was never a career aspiration for me, but from an early age and then later solidified in college, I felt a pull to serve. And when I graduated from Indiana University with a degree in public affairs and public policy, I took a job in nonprofit so that I could learn about fundraising, because I knew that I wanted to learn how to bring resources to causes and communities that were important to me. I was fortunate enough to make the transition from nonprofit to the private sector, where I've worked in community engagement and corporate social responsibility for more than 20 years. Now, some people work to live, I live to work. in this space where I know that my contributions have made a real impact in the lives of others. Leading United's humanitarian aid and disaster response work was one of the greatest achievements of my life. And now you might be asking yourself why on earth I would want to leave all that. As I've been able to spend some time with my esteemed colleagues in this room on the phone, and I look forward to more opportunities, I know that I'm in exactly the right place at the right time. At this time in history, to be a part of this body, to help lead this great city, as well as to represent every single member of the 11th Ward, the storied 11th Ward of the city of Chicago. I appreciate the opportunity to lead the 11th Ward and to serve, and I look forward to sitting next to you and working with you to move Chicago forward. Thank you so much.
This is the Sergeant at Arms will escort Alderwoman Lee to her seat. And while that is happening, the Chair recognizes Chairman Harris.
In accordance with Rule 41, I've handed up a resolution to the clerk that updates our committee assignments resolution to simply include Alderman Lee as replacing the former alderman.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Do you have a motion?
And I move passage by the same roll call previously applied to item 1 on the Rules Committee report and the associated unsuccessful motion to reconsider.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
Thank you, Madam President.
And as to the third item on the call, the Finance Committee did not have a report today, so that item will not be heard. Alderman Mitchell. On the motion to adjourn.
If there's no further business before the body, I move that we adjourn.
I think there's no further business. And all those in favor of the motion to adjourn signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. The motion is carried. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And congratulations, Alderwoman Lee.